I knew the end of Agile was coming when we started using hockey sticks. Every morning, at precisely 8 o'clock, the team of developers and architects would stand around a room paneled in whiteboards and would begin passing around a toy hockey stick. When you received the hockey stick, you were supposed to launch into the litany. "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." I only wrote 2 modules yesterday, for it was a day of meetings and fasting, and I had a dependency upon Joe, who's out sick this week with pneumonia. The Scrum Master, the one sitting down while we were standing, would duly note this in Rally or Jira, I forget which, then would intone, "You are 3 modules behind. Do you anticipate that you will get these done today? I will do the 3 modules as you request, Scrum Master, for I have brought down the team average and am now unworthy. See that you do, my child, for the sprint endeth on Tuesday next, and management is watching." The holy hockey stick would then get passed on to the next developer, and like nervous monks, the rest of us would breathe a sigh of relief when we could hand off the damned stick to the next poor schmuck in line. This was no longer a methodology. It had become a religion, and like most religions it really didn't make that much sense to the outsider, or even to the participants, when it got right down to it. The Agile Manifesto, like most such screeds, started out as a really good idea. The core principle was simple: you didn't really need large groups of people working on software projects to get them done. If anything, beyond a certain point extra people just added to the communication impedance and slowed a project down. Many open-source projects that did really cool things were done by small development teams of between a couple and 12 people, with the ideal size being about 7. When your team was that size, design could be done almost as a group activity. 2 weeks seems a reasonable amount of time to show demonstrable progress. Meetings stay short, and having the customer in the room keeps them in the loop. The alternative, waterfall methodology, meant that a client would often have to wait 6 months to see the product, and the unveiling at the end of that phase usually ended up with the customer hyperventilating in the corner somewhere. Agile was hip, it was cool, and it involved Fibonacci numbers. What was not to like about that? Over the years, I began to realize a subtle but very important distinction. The Agile Manifesto had it wrong from the beginning. It was not so much that small teams worked better because they could follow a lean and mean methodology to accomplish a project. Rather, small teams on small projects made it possible to follow a lean and mean methodology and have any luck at success.